Hello, welcome to Come Knit With Me. What we're going to do today is this little hat. And we're going to do it out of this color, and we're going to do it one color. Okay, so let me take that little hat off. Now for that hat, I cast on 60 stitches. Alright, so I pulled out 60 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, one thing you need to, if you have the river, this comes off, and set it down. I just put it down there on the floor. Okay, so I got 60 out. Now, I'm going to move every other needle back into non-working position. Okay? Now I'm going to hang my rag hem, or you could do waste yarn, which this is pretty much what that is. Okay. You can either take all stitches or just every couple. I'm using a 3-prong, but because I've got it every other needle, only the 2 end ones, the end stitches, needles, prongs, excuse me. Okay, and if I have any background noise, I apologize. Turn the computer off. Maybe that'll help some of the noise. Okay. Shut down. Okay. Now at this point, see how it's raising up? I'm going to go ahead and start putting my weights on. And I put a lot of weights on because I'm using a river. Computer will be shut down in a moment. Okay. Whoop. There. That's better. Now I can actually think. I hope. Okay. I'm trying to only get one stitch because I don't want to split it. And I'm putting, not sure how many I'm putting. I usually, for every 4 stitches, I have a weight. Which, normal circumstances, you don't have to have that many. But I am planning on using the ribber when I get done. Did that wrong, excuse me. There we go, try that again. I am casting on, an open cast on, onto every other needle. So I'm basically casting on 30 stitches versus the 60 that I will eventually have. Okay. Now if you're using a ribber like I am, you have to make sure you thread your machine carriage first. Okay. And I dropped some things the other night and it broke a piece of my carriage, but it doesn't seem to be causing any issues. My husband's going to fix it for me. Gorilla Glue, regular Gorilla Glue, actually did not work. What I have to do is make sure I don't lose the little pieces. Yep, get a couple more out. Okay, and there. Now I'm going to push all the work back. Now the main part of what I'm knitting, I'm going to be knitting in, let me rephrase that. The main part of the ribbon is going to be knitted on the regular one bed. And then I'm going to be using this for the brim. So I can thread it now through that carriage, but I'm choosing not to. Here come my clutch. Name fits. Yeah, it's really gonna knit, isn't it? Okay. I'm using key plate 3. I'm gonna make it again, but I'm gonna make it with a smaller key plate and see if that'll work. Yeah, this is gonna have to come off. I had a marker on it so I'd know how far to go, or how far I could go. Now I've got a document clip right on the lamp, and I'm going to feed the thread through that. Okay, and feeding the carriage, which is similar to the Incredible. The difference is this portion right here. Okay, so I'm going to knit one row, knit slowly. Okay, I want to do a long tail here, and I want it at least as long as the hat is, plus a little bit extra. Okay. Oh. Brain drain, brain. Try again. If you figured out what I did or didn't do, it's a little thing called, I don't think that'll work. It'll be close, and I don't like being close. Where is my... Ah, there it is. Underneath the scissors. Where else? I'm using cotton thread. I'm just going to unthread that yarn for a little bit. I'm threading up the... Got to put it in right, you know. Still put it in wrong. Got to go from the inside to the outside so you can hook. Okay, now I need to clip. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to clip it to the clamp, no, wait, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to knit one row slow, and that's right, tried to knit. Okay, just knit. I'm hoping for a big stitch, which is why I'm not holding the thread. Okay, I got the end. I don't want to go off the end, so I'm putting the clamp there. And I'm just winding it onto the clothespin I got here. Okay. Now I'm bringing my carriage over. Sorry about that. Okay, so I am going to knit one row. And I'm going to just do one color, maybe. Now leave my long tail on. And now I'm going to knit the first row very slowly. And I'm watching it, which with the Incredible you can do that. With the Ultimate you have to wait till it knits. Okay, I'm clipping this thread with the other one. Now I am bringing all these needles, what's that? All these needles back into work position. And I will knit the row slowly again. I'm going to need another hook. I'm not going to tell my husband. I'm doing this so that it doesn't, like I said, run past the edge. It's kind of like a block. And I'm going to, I hold it tight for the first stitch, then I let go, and I knit slowly across. I missed here, so I'm going to have to grab that one. And that's because the latch is closed. You want to make sure that it's open. Otherwise you'll be rehanging stitches like I'm going to be doing. Okay. And just check your stitches. And when you come across a stitch that didn't get slipped, you want to rehang them. Next time I'll remember that all latches need to be open. Yeah, I know, that's, hopefully I'll remember. Quite a few of them I didn't open up. Okay. I'm just rehanging them. This is going to be the gather row of the top of your hat. And since it's for a baby, I'm not going to do a traditional pom-pom, because all those little pieces just fall out after a fashion. Okay. Now, I don't have a row counter on this machine, but I do, well, I don't have a protrusion here on this particular carriage. I do on the ribber portion, only because I put it there. Okay, so we're going to remember. What I'm going to do, excuse me, I got this little marker here. I am going to move it every time I complete 2 rows. Okay, so knit 1. And again, I'm not going to knit fast. 2, move my marker. That's the 2. 3, 4. I'm going to do it at the other end, so I'm not blocking the... Okay, so 2, 4, 5, and 6. And 8. 10. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Now, I would normally cut this, but what I'm going to do, I'm removing it from this carriage. Okay. Helps when you pay attention to what you're doing. Okay, I'm removing it from this carriage. Slow down, Cindy. Set that on. I don't really want to cut that yet. Well, it really wouldn't matter. I wish they had a slit in it. So I am going to cut it with enough to seam up the side. That's 1, 2, and a little. Okay. And you're going, why is she cutting that? Well, I am going to put the Bond River on. The dot is the front. Now I found an easy way of putting it. I got my finger under here. And I'm going to lay this down. There's like a cavern down here. I'm laying it in the cavern. Let's do the other way so I can hold it. Laying it in the cavern. I got my finger on the thread and I'm pushing it towards the hole. And then the other finger, I'm going to pull it through. Okay, now set this aside. Bring up your ribber. Be careful with it. Hang your... Now, where you want to put it, you put the end in first, then lower it down to the bed. And you want these portions, the barriers between the needles, lined up. Okay, and to ensure it's lined up, you have this little channel locker. Okay, now you want to make sure that there's not too much, there's just enough. You want to be able to take it out. And I do that over each side, each time I knit, because it can settle. Okay, and I will do this here. I try to do it right over the bracket. Okay, I got my hand underneath it, kind of just to support that bracket a little bit. And I am going past the needle because it's, just realize it's going to hit the needles. And I'm just pushing down on it. That will help get it into the right position. Okay, I have my key plate up on the top. I have the key plate on the bottom. And I have a missing key plate. I found it. It's in the carriage I used earlier. Okay. Aha. I want this one up at the top because I taped a nail at the edge. And now my row counter will work. Okay, I'm going to change that to 20 in a moment. Just want to make sure I get the... Okay, so let's go back 1, 2, and 3. Actually, I'm gonna okay. Needles all back. Needles all back. Key plate in. Rubber carriage up with my dot in the front. I push the back into the carriage, and then I push the front into the carriage. Now, I need to get this down under. And one of the easier ways of getting it down under, latch tool, up between the middle, right here. Let's see if I can. See? Okay, and I'm just gonna make a little loop with my fingers and catch that. Okay, and pull it down under. Thought that went too easy. Okay, now I got the right one.